The economic outlook has changed significantly in just 6 months. Inflation has proved a lot stickier than central banks had expected, and higher oil prices and a higher cost of living more generally are putting a lot of pressure on the consumer. And as a result, we've seen a lot of talk globally of potential recession, both in New Zealand but globally as well. The question we often get from clients is if we're going to have a recession, and if so, how this will impact their portfolios. Now, when central banks try to reduce inflation by increasing interest rates, people talk about whether we're going to have a soft landing or a hard landing. Now, a hard landing is when we ultimately have a recession, unemployment spikes, and the economy really goes backwards. A soft landing is when somehow central banks are able to increase interest rates just enough to slow inflation and slow the economy a little bit, but without causing a recession. The jury's still out on whether we'll have a recession or not, but if you look at US economists, about 35 to 40% of them are predicting that that could happen. I think the more important question than are we going to have a recession is what's likely to happen to share markets in the years ahead. Now, if you look at the US over the last 70 years, when they have had a recession, share markets have fallen by about 25% on average. Now, markets are already down 20%, so the reality is, even if we do have a recession, there may not be much more downside. And if we don't have a recession, share markets could be significantly higher in a year's time. If you look back at the history of the US share market, you can see that after a period of declining prices, so when the market's fallen by 20% or more, over the following 12 months, on average, the return has been positive 20%. So after a bear market or a correction, the next 12 months tend to be significantly better. Success in investing is really about having the temperament and the patience to hang in there during inevitable bouts of market volatility. If you'd like to talk to someone about your investment strategy, then the team at Fisher Funds is here to help. So please reach out to one of the team or your personal advisor.